Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BlueSync on Thursday, July 17th, 2025. We're going to be talking about Gmail and how to keep our lives organized in our inbox. It's not a new topic. We've hit this before, but very much like any other training, you take a couple tips and tricks from everyone that you hear, and hopefully something will speak to you guys today that will make your lives easier. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into gmail.com. Obviously not a new product. You guys live in your email all day, every day. So you can see here that it's not a test account. It's actually info at CB Great Lakes. So there are emails in here, but it's not my active inbox. So we're going to use this for testing purposes. So the first thing we want to talk about is basically just your view. So you'll see here, this particular account has a background on it. It has the sidecar here with keep and tasks and contacts is closed. But if you want to keep that open, obviously it's going to affect your view here, but you can see your calendar if you choose. You can keep open if you'd like. You can go ahead and keep tasks open if you like. It's just really personal preference. I myself toggle between keep and tasks. I know a lot of people keep their calendar open. I always keep my calendar open in a different tab, but again, personal preference. But that is an opportunity for you guys to help stay organized right in your inbox, because it's going to be right there as you're in reading your new emails. You'll be able to see what that option is there, whether it be calendar, keep, or tasks. If you're wanting to change your background, if you didn't even know that was an opportunity, if you click on the cog in the upper right corner here, you'll see you have some information over here that you can change. So of course you can go to CL settings. That's where you get to your email signature, some filters, a lot of other options. But if you want to just go to your quick settings, you'll see here you can change your theme. So you can change your background. You also have the opportunity to change your inbox type. So I like the default myself. I don't customize it at all. I like how it's viewed. But if you prefer, you can go to important first. So the system uses, it's logarithms to find out what's important, and it'll put those first. Unread can go at the top. If you have anything starred, which I'll talk about in a minute, I'm a huge proponent of starring emails. You can have those come first, and then you have priority inbox and multiple inboxes. So just kind of depending on your personal preference and how you operate, you have a lot of opportunity here to customize your inbox to make your lives easier. You also can have a reading pane. So if you don't like the sidecar with keep or tasks or calendar, and you want a preview of what that email says without having to fully click into it and open it, you can actually have the reading pane. This is very reminiscent of how the old Outlook used to operate. Gmail has that opportunity. One of the biggest complaints I get is that Gmail is hard to use. And I was like, there's literally 100 different ways you can view it. So if you're used to an old, whether it's Apple iMail or Outlook or whatever it might be, I guarantee Google has an option for you to view it the same way that you're used to. You just have to jump into your settings and change it. So you can do the reading pane to the right of the box, below the box, whatever that might be. And then one of my main big old pet peeves is the conversation view. I have screwed myself up so many times in conversation view because it keeps all of the emails in a thread together in one email, and you have to scroll and scroll and scroll. I don't like that. If somebody responds to me, I want it to jump into my inbox as a brand new email. I'll be able to open it, read it. That's how I stay organized. Some people like the conversation view. They don't mind it. That's how they stay organized. It's just depending on how you operate. So do know that if that's an annoyance, and I get that complaint a lot about Gmail, you can shut that off. So just make sure that conversation view is turned off, not checkbox, and you'll get a new email every single time somebody responds to a thread. It'll pop in as a brand new light item, and it won't be in the conversation view. So a lot of complaints on that one. So I'd like to point that one out. So that is your views. And of course, if you go to see all settings, this is where you have a lot of different opportunities as well. If you don't like the grammar suggestions, you can shut that off. If you don't like the spelling suggestions, you can shut that off. I need it myself. I'm a terrible speller, so I leave it on. But there's a lot of opportunity in here. If you've never been in your settings, highly recommend that you jump in here and just see what options that you have. Talking about stars, which again, I'm a huge proponent of stars. You can choose to have one star, which is yellow, or you can choose to have a whole bunch of different colors of stars. So you have that opportunity, depending on how you want to be organized, to turn that on or off. Of course, this is where your signature is found as well. You can have multiple signatures. You can have one for a new email. You can have one for a response email. Maybe you're operating more than one email. You have a lot of opportunity here to have your signatures work for you. This is also where your vacation responder is. I highly recommend. Great rule of thumb, if you're going to be out of the office for 4 or more hours, put your out of office on. Let people know. Set that expectations that, hey, I'm working, but I won't be in for the next 4 hours, or I'm off for the rest of the day. I'll respond to you tomorrow. Put that out of office responder on every time you're going to be out of the office for 4 more hours. And then, of course, there is the save changes. A lot of settings in Google, you don't have to click save, but do know on this screen there is a save changes. So again, we're still in our settings. We're going to go back to our inbox. You can toggle over here. You'll see you can go to more. You can get to all of your different folders here. I only have one folder in this test email. I have got probably over 50 in my actual email because I use folders a lot to stay organized. You also have the opportunity to color code your labels. So when you go into your labels, let's say we're just going to create a new one and we'll just do Coldwell Banker News. You can you can nest that under other folders. So for example, I have a folder for Gen Blue, and then under Gen Blue, I have every single year, 2025, 2023, because there wasn't one last year, so on and so forth. So you have that hierarchy that you can nest your labels as well if you choose to. And then if you want to create, you'll see that we now have a new label. It's also folder label, whatever you want to call it. It's here. It allows you to stay organized. I try really hard to have 50 or less emails in my actual inbox, and then I'm organizing, labeling them, snoozing them if need be, and I'll show you that in a minute. So you have that opportunity here. Once you've created the labels, if you click on the three little dots, that's where you can actually go and give it a label color. And again, not only is it pretty because it's colorful, it really helps you stay organized. Because once you have that done, you can then set up a filter that allows your emails to go right to that label. So we all know we get emails that we probably should read, but we don't necessarily have time right away. So you can filter those to automatically go to that label so that as time allows, closings are over, it's a little bit of a quiet time, taking an afternoon coffee break, you can go into that folder to read them. So you have that opportunity by choosing the email that you want, whether it's the from address or the subject, whatever it might be, that is the standard way that you get that communication. You can come in, click your three little dots, filter messages like this. So anything that comes from mail-service@platform.moxieworks.com, you can create a filter and you have all of these opportunities. If you don't even want it in your inbox because you know that you're going to read it when you have time and you don't need to know it right away, you can skip the inbox automatically and it can go to archive. The good opportunity here is you can apply the label. So you can pick a folder that it goes into. So you don't want to read it right away. You want it to go into that forward. This then every single time an email comes in from that address, it's going to automatically go to that folder, that label, and it'll skip my inbox. So I don't even have to see it in there. And it's a really good way to know how to stay organized because you know you're going to go back to it. You can also star it. So if you have somebody that is maybe it's an agent that doesn't email you a lot, but every time they do, it's super important, and you really want it to come to the top of mind, you can actually star it. So if you have somebody that's emailing you and you want to know right away, you can star it. So it comes automatically into your inbox with that star on it. If it's junk mail, but you can't really unsubscribe, maybe it's an MLS feed, something like that, you can actually just choose to delete it. So not only is it not even archived or put in a folder, you just completely delete it right away. So lots of opportunity here. You can also forward it. So if you have an email that comes in and you have a coworker that you always have to send that email to, you can choose to set that filter up to automatically forward to them. So lots of opportunities. And then once you have the settings that you like, you just click create filter. So again, you can do that from the email by clicking on the three little dots and clicking and now it's not there. Create filter just disappeared. You can also do it from up here at the top by clicking those three little lines and filling out what you want and clicking create filter. I didn't have any criteria in there, so that's why it gave me the warning. But you have that opportunity to filter these emails, skip your inbox, put them in a folder, get to them later, whatever it might be. So you can create the filter to star these emails, but you can also star them in your inbox. So a lot of times what I'll do if I can't get to an email right away, but I know I need to get to it before the end of the day, I'll go ahead and click starred, because then you have the opportunity to come over here and filter your view to just the starred emails. So, it's 4:58. You're like, okay, what do I have to get done in the next 2 minutes? I know there was something in there. You can go back and view only your starred. Now, I will say, make sure you unstar them before you delete them or archive them, because they will, even though you archive them, they'll still show up in that starred view. So if you're done with this one completely, you want to delete it, make sure you unstar it and then click delete, because then it won't show up in that starred view. Now, I talked a little bit earlier about snoozed. So if you have the opportunity, maybe you don't even want to start it because you're like, hey, this is a Thursday problem for next week. And it's, Thursday this week. I don't even have to think about this for 7 days. You can actually snooze your emails. They'll go away from your inbox and they'll come back at the time you choose. So from in here, you want to click snooze. It gives you preset, maybe tomorrow, whatever it might be, but you can also pick a date and time. So if you're like, hey, I know I don't need to even read this email for 3 more days, you can come in here and you're like, well, this is going to be a Monday morning problem. Pick my date, pick my time, and click save. That email goes away from the inbox and it'll come back into your inbox at the time that you choose. So that can be a really good way to stay organized as well. You don't have the noise in your inbox. You're not constantly looking back thinking, okay, well, I know I have to get to that, but I don't have to do that. Just snooze that email and then you'll be able to come back to it. So that's a really good opportunity to stay organized as well. Let me just check my notes real quick. Okay, so not only can you snooze these so they come back, you can actually also add a task right to your taskbar. Let me go ahead and open that right here. You can actually add this email right to your task. So you need the information in the email. Maybe it's something that you need to do, in 2 or 3 days. You don't want to lose the information, but you don't necessarily need it hanging out in your inbox. You can click add to tasks. It's going to go ahead and give that whatever the subject matter of the email is. You can always update that by typing in here, and then you give the day and the time. This not only goes in your task list, it's going to go on your calendar as well. So if you're looking over your week, if it's Monday morning, you have a cup of coffee, you're like, what do I have to do this week? Oh yeah, that's right, I tasked myself with this for this week. It'll be in your task list, it'll go on your calendar, and it's a really good way to stay organized. So you can do that right from the email by clicking that add to tasks here. Once you've completed that task, if you just simply click that little circle, it'll archive it. That task will come off your list. I'm telling you, I used to 3 or 4 times a week call Paul or call Jessica. I'd call somebody like, hey, I know I have a sticky note on my desk. Can you take a picture and send it to me? I need that information. I've broken my habit of sticky notes. I use Keep and Task all day long. Not only are they right here in my inbox that I can see, they also sync to my phone. I have the Keep app and the Task app on my phone. So regardless of where I'm at, I have all the information I need at any given time. No more calling people and begging them to take pictures of my sticky notes. So highly recommend, if you're not using these today, that you go ahead and just give it a shot. So we're going to go back to our inbox now, and we're going to talk a little bit about saving time and composing emails this time, not just emails that we get in, but sending emails out. If you type the same email more than twice, you really should have a template for it. Think about things like sending out all calls for floor. You do it every month. Hey, I'm doing my floor schedule for next month. Let me know your dates you're in town, out of town, whatever it might be. That standard email, no need to retype it every single time. You can create a template. I have templates for Schmidt Community Fund. I have templates for Cole information. If an agent emails me like, hey, I need a Cole account, I have a template that responds back all the information they need, but I don't have to retype that thing 5 times a month. It's all right in there. So the trick to that is you click compose. We're going to open that up fully. You'll see I have a signature in here. Again, this is my test account. What you want to do though is delete your signature, because if you have your settings set up to insert a signature in every new email, it's going to double up your signature. So when you're on the template, you want to make sure that you back out, delete that signature. You can do the subject. It will bring the subject over. The only thing a template won't do is save your recipients. So unfortunately, you can't save a template like, hey, I send the same email to the same 3 people every month. You can save the subject and the body of the email, but you can't save the subject. So you'll have to put in your group or put in the recipients every single time that you compose that. So you just do your subject, type in all the information that you want in the body of your email. Then you come down to your 3 little dots here, go to templates, save draft as template. If you're refreshing your template because you've already have one in there, you can save over tab, and then, or if it's a brand new template, you save as new template. It's going to automatically populate your subject, but if you want something that makes more sense to you, that you're going to be able to quickly see every time you're pulling in a template, you can just rename that to whatever you want, click save. Now, when you go to compose, you click compose, go down to your 3 little dots again, go to templates, and then you choose the template that you want. So you'll see there, it pulled in my subject, it pulled in the body of the email, and it has my email signature there. So a lot of people get tripped up on that. So again, when you're saving your template for the first time, delete your signature first. Then when you go to compose your new email, it'll pull that in and it'll just have the one signature from the new email. Obviously, it's a template, so it's going to pull in what you say, but you can also type on it as well. So if you want a little bit extra customization than you would have gotten from just the template, you have the opportunity to do that. So templates are very, very useful. I highly recommend doing templates. Just think about, I send this email every Thursday. I remind my weekend floor people of the same thing, whatever it might be. Save it as a template. Then you don't have to retype it. You don't have to think about it. It pulls it all in. You can customize it if you choose to, or if not, if it's all set, you just throw in your recipients and click send. So it can be a really good way to save yourself some time. Let's see here. The search functionality. So in search email, this is also where we went to create that filter that we talked about. You have the opportunity to search all of this. Also, what Gmail will do for you is it will search your chats as well, which is really nice because if you're like, was it a text? Was it a chat? Was it an email? I'm just not sure. If you come into Gmail and do your search, it's going to search for all of that information for you. And don't have to think about whether it was an email or a chat. So that can be really nice. You can search from, you can search to. You have the opportunity here to search all mail. Maybe you trashed it. Maybe you're like, hey, I didn't get that email. I need to search my spam. You can search mail, spam, and trash, which is what I usually just automatically go to because that way it's searching for every single thing I have. You can search if you know what the word in the subject was, or it's going to search the body of the email if you click has the words or doesn't have these words. You're like, hey, I know I got this email, but the one about this subject keeps coming up. That's not the one I'm looking for. So I want to make sure that it's searching for things that doesn't have this word. You can search by that as well. You also have the opportunity to search within a date. So if you're like, hey, I know I got this email 3 days ago, can't find it. Maybe my filter went awry or I deleted it by accident, which we've all done before. You can actually search within that date range as well. And if you're like, hey, I know that PDF came from so-and-so, I can't find it, you have the opportunity to search for only emails that has an actual attachment to it. So lots of a different opportunity here to search. Over here again, when we click on more, keep in mind you have all of these opportunities. The newest one, which I fantastically love, is manage subscriptions. So when you click on that, what Gmail is going to do is going to group together anytime you've had multiple emails coming from the same email address. We all know that, right? We get emails from DoorDash, from Target, from Meijer, from Publix. You get emails because you at some point either signed up for something or you searched for something and the system now has your email address. So when you click on manage subscriptions, it's going to show you what those are and you have the ability to unsubscribe right from the screen. You don't have to go find an email from this person. You don't have to remember the next time you get it in your inbox, like, oh, that's so annoying. I get these so many times a week. Go to manage subscriptions. Again, this is my test email. My actual email has like 100 of these. and you can unsubscribe right from the screen. So let Gmail do the work for you. Keep your inbox clean and unsubscribe from those emails that you just simply don't need anymore. So again, when you're over here and you click on more, it's right here now called manage subscriptions. Super useful. I'm going to go ahead and pause and check my chat to see if there's any questions that have come through. Yes, the unsubscribe is fantastic. It will make your life so much easier, promise. Now, keep in mind when you click unsubscribe, vendors, they have 24 to 48 hours. You may get another email after you unsubscribe, but it will eventually take you off the list. So, highly recommend using that managed subscriptions opportunity now. I will pause for one more second. I don't see any questions that have come in. Feel free to type them in the chat box or unmute. But if there's certain things in Gmail that are just frustrating to you, I guarantee there's probably a setting or a view or some opportunity to make your life easier. If you're struggling with something, you're like, this is just really frustrating. I don't know how to fix it. Don't hesitate to reach out. If we can't figure it out, we have contacts through our vendor partner with Google that we can probably get an answer. So don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you, Brenda. All right, well, I don't see any questions. So we're going to go ahead and wrap for today. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day and into the weekend starting tomorrow. Bye, everyone.